A new arena for 2 and 3 star monsters. Ho ho ho! I will shine here. I will shine here. This is what Kappa was made for.
What's up, everybody? Come on, I had to do that. I had to do it. What's up? Today we're going to talk about the new arena that's coming out. Arena is not changing to just this. It's an added arena, so you can choose to go inside, to go do arena. And it's not here yet. It's not coming right now. It's still going to be a little while. But we're going to be able to do just 2 and 3 star monsters after the new update that come to us, after the press conference event that come to us had. And they told us all about this. If you guys don't know it, it's in my videos. I have a video on demand of that event. You can go check it out if you have not already. But this is going to be, I'm very excited about, there's some different arena changes. They're talking about like live arena, and you can battle on people on different servers. So Asia server, Europe server, global server, can all, but I mean also those are the 3 biggest ones, but Chinese server and I guess the other servers as well can battle as well. I just think that the 3 biggest ones is really the exciting part, right? The other ones don't really seem to like the global server, I guess. But we are able to, we'll be able to do that. And we have the 2 and 3 star arena. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, but that's gonna change a lot of stuff. You guys don't even know. First off, what I think everyone does know is that it's going to make it way more fair. Not way more fair, but the pay-to-play or pay-to-win players are not going to have this huge advantage over the free-to-play players. It's going to be all about runes, and it's all about upgrading your totems and getting that getting the wins that way. But it's also about building the right teams that have the right synergy. So we'll talk about some monsters that I think are really going to kill it in this new 2 and 3 star arena. Actually, before we do that, we'll talk about the big things that we're not going to see. Okay. So also I'm using Visor today, if anyone cares. That's why it says Visor under my name. I'm using Visor. All right. So, no immunity. Big thing. There's no Chloe. There's no Delphoy, Fedora, Veligil, Draco. No immunity. Huge thing. So we're going to see a lot of the old original Summoners War crowd control kind of thing, because that used to be a big thing in the beginning of Summoners War, that the arena was dominated by crowd control, like speed, getting the turn advantage, and crowd control, because there was no, there was still Chloes and stuff like that, but there wasn't so many of them. There weren't a lot of people that have Chloe that are just like, oh, I'm gonna just stick Chloe in my arena defense. There's all these arena defense with Chloe in it. So we're not gonna see that anymore. So keep in mind that we're gonna be able to start building some more crowd control strategies like they're used to. This means that things like Tagaros are going to be much more viable now. This means that things like Cayenne are going to be much more viable now, because we don't have that immunity there. Okay. Or we don't have immunity in that form, should I say. What else? Oh! Meta attack team, no Lucian, no Tyron, no Katarina, no Zeros. So there's a lot, when you get higher in arena, when you're like Conqueror 3, Guardian 1, Guardian 2, Guardian 3, you're like, okay, there's a lot of Zeros that are going to be attacking you. There's not going to be any of that anymore. When you're at all levels of arena, basically, there's going to be a lot of Lucians attacking you. So there's going to be no Lucians, there's going to be no Katarina, which is an easy Nat 5 to get since it's a fusion monster. So when a lot of people use both Lucian and Katarina, so there's going to be none of those. So Copper is going to be the primary #1 go-to choice for wind attackers. The #1, not the only one. Not the only one, baby. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of farmable arena teams built. It's going to be all about runes, all about speed, turn advantage. Yeah. Oh, yes. But yeah, I think Copper's gonna do huge. What else? Oh, there's no strong AoE buff strippers. There's not gonna be so things like Aquila, things like Chiwu, things. Not everyone has Chiwu though, but people have Aquila, people have Tiana. Well, no, not a lot of people have Tiana either. There's no Soha. Okay, because she's a 4-star monster as well. So we're missing out on all those 4-star monsters. Missing out on Tyron. There's gonna be no Vertiheal. There's gonna be no Brian. So we gotta go with different monsters aside from that. Okay, so let's talk about different monsters that I think are gonna be good that aren't 4-star. So we talked about everything that's not gonna be there. Let's talk about good monsters that we are gonna find. Now this is not like the only list, the comprehensive. These are the only good monsters, but these are some good things to take into consideration. Let's start a dialogue. Let's start a discussion in the comments section. What do you think is going to be really great for this new 2 and 3 star arena? All right. Now I'm really focusing mostly on 3 stars actually, but I'm going to throw a little bit of 2 stars in there. There's really not a whole lot of amazing 2 stars. We do have. Let's go over them right now. We'll go over them by element, and we'll see what I think is going to be really killer. One of my guildmates was like, Shannon's gonna be crazy everywhere. She's gonna be everywhere. I think that, I think there's gonna be a lot of people that use her for attack. I think she'll still be in there for defense. She's just a strong monster that everyone's building already. So I think she will be there. One of the nice things is that she's going to be, she buffs defense, which is gonna be nice, against things like Copper. Because Copper is going to, let's go over Copper first. Well, let's go for Copper, I guess, at the same time. Copper does damage. He ignores defense, right? And he does tremendous amount of attack power. Well, based on his defense, but a tremendous amount of damage based tremendous amount of damage in one shot. Right. Yes. Ignores the target's defense if it is lower than 50% of your defense. So, yeah, Shannon's gonna be there for attack. She's gonna buff up. Either people are gonna use Shannon Coppers or people are gonna use Randy Coppers. Randy is going to buff up the defense as well as the crit rate. So if people have Rage Blade Coppers or Rage Guard Coppers, where it's defense, crit damage, defense, and they have high crit rate, and that's the way that Copper is usually built for arena attack. The Randy's gonna help with the crit rate. We'll do a video. I know I'm not the first person to ever say Randy Copper. It's been around for a long time. But I think that's what's gonna be the real big attack meta in this 2 and 3 star arena. But I think you're gonna see a lot of Shannon's paired up with the Copper as well. She also does this, AoE attack speed decrease. And there's no immunity, so the only thing that can prevent it, or not prevent it, but the only thing that can you can do is cleanse it. So Shannon's gonna be big. She's also got the glancing hit as well, and her speed's not bad either. Her base speed. Okay, what else? We got the Rakaja. He's gonna be a good healer. A lot of people rely on Chasun. I think we're gonna see for healers. We're gonna see Rakaja. Some. I don't know. He's still not popular. Everyone's like, oh, he's a 2-star, he's not that good. But I think people might start building him for this. What else for healers? I think there's gonna be a lot of Bellas. Everyone's building Bella. She's gonna be probably the #1 healer for the 2 and 3 star arena. I think there's gonna be some Konamiya. The Konamiya I think is he's water, so we're not gonna get to him yet, but he's a cleanser as well as a heal. I think that he's going to be big based on the fact that he cleanses. He's got the first skill, Stun, which takes out 1 turn of 1 opponent. He's got the second skill, which basically just boosts the attack gauge of one of your allies to 100%, and he's got that cleanse. The cleanse is really clutch. So that's why you're going to see Konami a lot. Who else? Ramagos, of course. We're going to see Ramagos. We're going to see a lot of the monsters that people already built, not specifically for this, but just built to have in general. So Shannon, Ramagos, who else? Things like that. We're going to see a lot of Bernard. Bernard for his 3rd skill. And I think that's going to be the difference between winning and losing some of these arena battles in offense and in defense, is turn advantage and having a faster Bernard than your opponent. But he's going to be everywhere. He's going to be everywhere. Oh, God. But this, nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing new. Who else are we going to see? I think, for me personally, I'm going to build an Ardella. I have a copper. I'm going to build an Ardella too. She does a ton of damage with this. And we've seen her do. We saw her do on video. What, 50,000 damage with that skill, or not that skill. With that's her passive. We've seen her do 50. Well, her passive is part of her damage, but I think it was the light arrow that did 50,000 damage. But it was just tremendous amount of damage with that skill. So I think we're going to see her a lot as a wind attacker. I think we're going to see Copper definitely a lot as well. Copper is going to be, everyone's already building Copper. He's more popular than Randy at the moment, so we're going to see that more. I think there's really not going to, these are going to be the more popular monsters out of the wind section. All right. And I would go further down, but all these are all monsters we can't use. Okay, let's move on to water monsters. Okay. Let's see, we talked about Konomiya. Let's go on to the awakened forms. Okay, so we talked about Konomiya. We talked about, who else did we talk about? I don't think these are going to be super huge in the meta. Shylock, you know I love Shylock, but he's not going to be huge in the meta. I think people might build him, Purian, pretty speedy. A lot of people are already looking at Purian. They're like, oh, look at this, it fills up the attack bar by 50%. He's got such low base speed, though, that a high speed Bernard is still going to be able to beat him. So that's still why I think Bernard is going to be way more used. Way more used. Let's see. I think we'll see. You know what? I think we should see Wayne's, but I don't think we will. I don't think we will see as much as I think he is good. In my opinion, he's good, but I don't think we're going to see him as much as I would like, or as I would expect for him based on his value that I think he brings. Yaku, I don't think we'll see him too much, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to 6-star this guy. And he's gonna be one of my water attackers because he ignores defense. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Ignores defense. 25% chance, but he ignores defense. I'm gonna build him, and if you guys like him, then you can build him too, but you don't have to commit to him before I do. But that's gonna be nice. Who else do we have? I think Talk is gonna be great. Talk is going to be great. Why is he going to be great? Because he's got the defense buff, which is going to be anti-copper, which is nice. And then he's got the train skin passive. He's got a heal, he's got a defense buff, and he's got the train skin passive. So he's going to be a nice, and he's got provoke for his, you stick some revenge on him? Oh man. Oh man. I think violent revenge is the way to go for Talc. Or maybe I don't know. Is violent revenge the best way? Is it the best way? Is it? And then you want high enough defense on him though. But I think Talx is going to be good. He's already good. I think he's going to be seen. He's going to be used. There's a lot of people building Serras, so be prepared for that. They're building Serra for Necropolis, and she's going to be a pretty beastly single target attacker. So. This is the AoE, but I think she's going to be... This is what's going to actually kill people, though. The rapid fire. So we're going to see those. We're going to have to... You know what's good? This guy. Okay. This guy is good because the new meta, or the current meta, is a lot of Lucian, which ignores defense. He's a defense monster. He's a water monster, too. So Lucian is just going to eat him up. But... this meta is not Lucian. There's no, like, you can't use Lucian, you can't use Katarina. So I think Tractor is going to be way more valuable in this 3-star arena. He's got the first skill, which stuns. And then he's got the taunt, but he's got the Twisted Sensitive passive. Immune against defense decreasing effects. Your attack bar is filled up by 25% each time you get hit by a critical hit. Okay, so he's a defense monster. He does damage based on his defense. And Copper, like, you gotta defense break him, right? But you can't defense break him. So you gotta ignore defense. So you gotta use Copper to ignore defense, and Copper's gonna be the one to attack him because it's a water monster, so you bring a wind monster. And yeah, but he's a defense monster, so Copper's not gonna be able to ignore defense with his third skill if Tractor's got enough defense on him. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. So I think you're gonna see Tractor's actually gonna be more valuable than he currently is. Based on his skills, based on the fact that you're not going to see Lucians and Katarinas. So he gets extra happy time value buffs. Who else? Do I see anyone else here that's going to be amazing? I think maybe if people already built Arena, then we might see more of her, but everyone knows how to counter her now. Let's see, Vigor. I think we might see some of him. I don't think he's going to dominate anything as far as the meta is concerned, though. Let's go on to Fire Monsters. Fire Monsters. Alright, let's see who's good. Let's see who's good for the Fire Monsters. Let's see. There's a lot of people that already built Seek. So you're going to see Seek in attack teams. That's going to be part of attacks. He does a lot of damage with his second skill, and he buffs the attack and crit rate too. But one of the main reasons is people already built Seek and Rauk. So that's going to be a big part of the attack meta is Seek and Rauk attack teams. So you got to protect against those bad boys. Alright, another reason Tractor maybe not that bad. Because yeah, against fire, if you're getting attacked by fire attackers. Yes, sir. Alright, who else is good? You know what? Spectra might be not that bad since there's no immunity. Spectra's third skill. Spectra's amazing base speed and third skill. Some people are already building Spectra, so expect to see a little bit of that. I don't know how much of it though. Tagaros, I already said. He might. He used to see a lot of action in attack teams back when Summoners War first came out, and this is kind of what we're reverting to. We're reverting to a meta closer to when Summoners War was in its early stages. Who else? Who else are we going to see? We're going to see Callie, of course, because a lot of people built her, so we're going to see, and she's a fire. I think there's going to be a lot of fire attack teams. I think that's going to be most attack teams are going to be fire, and there's going to be a lot of coppers in there too. But there's a lot of strong fire attackers that people are already building, people are already using. Who else? So I expect to be attacked by Kali, or to build a Kali to attack others. I think this guy's actually going to be pretty good, Kayan. He's got an AoE provoke. He taunts all enemies, and he increases his own defense for 3 turns. I think he's going to be, because everyone loves the Vagabonds already, but Kayan doesn't see a lot of play right now because there's so much immunity. There's so many Chloes and Velajules and every other immunity monster. There's so many immunity. Well, there's not so many. There's not that many. But everyone's got at least one. Everyone seems like they have at least one immunity monster of some kind. If you did the Hall of Heroes, you at least have Draco. So, but there's no immunity. So we're not gonna, aside from will runes. So we'll talk about the will runes in a second. But I think Kayan is gonna have some extra value more than he does in the current meta. I think he's gonna have some extra value now. Who else? We're gonna see everyone's already building, not everyone, but there's a lot of people already building Randy for the Randy Copper, because he ignores defense and he's a good combo with Copper as well. So we're gonna see a lot of those. Let's see who else. Rebecca, you know what? Rebecca has that cleanse, her third skill cleanse, and her second skill is a defense break, an AoE defense break. So we might see some Rebeccas actually getting built. I'm not sure though. I think maybe I'm the only one that likes. I use Rebecca for dungeon though, so I could take her into arena. But and we can do some more. See her some more because I have one built on my Asia account. I have Rebecca built. and I use her and Konamiya as the cleansers. So, I don't think she's gonna see too much. I don't think that we're gonna see too much of her, but I don't think that she's gonna be bad. I think that a Violent Will Rebecca for arena defense is gonna be good, because, and here's the same reason that I think who else is gonna be good. You know, actually, we'll get to that at the end. We'll get to that. We'll talk about some arena defense. Who else? I like this guy. He does a lot of damage with his third skill. Surprisingly, you can do a defense break and then attack again and again on top of that, and he does more damage than you would think. And we got the speed leader skill too. So if you're running a fire attack team, you can have him and have Spectra, and forget about it. Forget about it. Super fast. Cannot be outspeed. Actually, really, with his leader skill, 23% attack speed increase, plus Spectra's amazing base speed, that really would not be outsped. That you could it? I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm sure it could, but it'd be really damn hard to outspeed that. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the attack power, and attack speed decrease as well. And we have crit rate buff, but I think this is a good single target attack, and this is an AoE nerf the other team, so he's not that bad. He's not that bad. Who else? Who else do I see? All right, let's go on to let's go on to something more exciting. Let's go on to the light and dark ones. We all love the light and dark monsters. Okay. I think we already know what the good light and dark monsters are. We're already seeing them. I think we might see Kabila, because Kabila's got a high base speed as well, and she's got this, which increases the attack bar of everyone. So you get that. She's already a monster that we see in high level arena sometimes for defense, and she does well. She does well. I don't know people that use her in offense, but I wouldn't be surprised necessarily to see her in offense. I'm going from what I've seen. That I've seen her in defense, but it's the fact that you can't you have a reduced chance to crit. You have the turn advantage. She's got the highest speed, so she's definitely ruined with Swift. Try to get her speed as high as possible, and you have the turn advantage for your team. Plus, your opponents cannot crit you, or I mean they can, but it's gonna be hard for them. So that's why I see her based on the turn advantage and the really high speed. That's why I see her being used. It's gonna be nice. Bella, of course, we already know what Bella does. She's awesome. I think Grago's gonna see extra use here. I think he's gonna gain some value here because his passive, you can still Lucian that. You can definitely double Lucian it. Double Lucian is not a problem at all. Lucian ignores defense. You have to hit Grago 5 times to kill him. And every Lucian amputation magic is 3 hits. Double Lucian kills Grago really fast. I think Grago is going to be really good in this new 2 and 3 star arena, more so than the current arena. What else? I think Shren's going to be good. Shren. She's got that heal on her, and she's got this light monster that ignores defense. I think Shren's going to be very good. I think Shren's already good, though. I think Shren is already good. I think Ashir is going to own. I think Ashir is already a fantastic monster. These are already monsters that are good currently, but Ashir is going to be a beast if you have Ashir. Build him. He's amazing. He's going to be good in attack and defense. He's already good in attack and defense. Who else is going to be good? I think Prom is going to see... He's got low base speed. That's his problem. But since there's no immunity... this third skill is going to be great. It's going to stun, and it's going to decrease their defense for 1 turn. I think it's going to be a really good... You gotta get him to attack first, though. So you need a speed buffer. So... you need a speed buffer. You gotta do something about that base speed. But I think the fact that you can just start if you can start the match by stunning everyone and decreasing their defense, that's going to be fantastic. Fantastic. And we already know what his first and second skills, because we saw the other fire We saw the other fire. We see the other Grim Reapers, so we know what those are. But I think Prom's gonna be excellent. Who else? Who else? I'm forgetting peoples. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one if you have him. I've heard some good things about him. I haven't seen him in action, but I hear that this pound is a really, really great attack. So we'll see. But these are natural 3-star light and dark monsters that we're gonna talk about now. So it's not like they're super easy to get. Who else do we have? Who did we forget? Let's see. Oh, dark ones, dark time. All right. Dark monsters. Value dark monsters for this 2-3-star arena. 2 to 3-star arena. Gorgo. I already built one. He does a ton of damage with his 3rd skill. He's a dark monster. He stuns. He's got the AoE attack break, which is nice because there's no immunity. So these AoE harmful effect dealers are going to be very nice. Very nice. They're already nice for dungeons, but they're going to be even better now that this arena is not going to have immunity. Man, how many times can I say that? I just want to let you guys know. I want to let you know. Crow, I think, is going to gain some value. You can actually put these debuffs down, and then we can so you can set him up to do a ton of damage. So he's going to be nice. He's going to be nice to do. Who else? Jolton. Jolton is already good in the current meta, though. He's not going to gain any extra value in this one. He's going to be about the same. He's going to be about the same value. We have Jubail. Jubail is going to be about the same value. I think Jubail is a good monster as well. Yes. But they're already good monsters. They're not getting extra value from the 2 to 3-star meta, or the 2 to 3-star arena. The new, all this new nonsense. They're not getting extra value from that, but they're already good monsters that are definitely worth building for arena already. And we have Basalt. Oh, I'm so excited for him. One of the reasons that I think he's going to be great, what is he? Because he buffs his, he's a defense buffer as well. So he does a bunch of damage. He can do a ton of damage. And he's kind of anti-copper. So I think the same reason that Talc is good, Basalt is going to be good. Who else do we have for dark monsters? Before I take a look at... let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it for the ones that I wanted to go over and mention. Let me take a look at the other one, the light one. Does that buff defense as well? He's somewhere. I don't have him, so I'm gonna find him. Oh, he's down here. Marble. Does this buff defense? No. No. Okay. So Marble's not a bad monster. He's a good monster, but I think that Basalt is going to be better just based on the fact that he buffs his own defense as he buffs the AoE. He buffs the team's defense as well. There's no way to take that off. You don't have Aquila or things like that you can work with. Aquila, Soha, things to strip buffs. You can do it with monsters like Ashir. You can do it with Bella, but most people are going to do it with Bella. But you don't have really strong buff removal monsters, so those buffs that you put up, like Shannon, like Basalt, are going to be, and like Talc, are going to be very nice. And they're going to be very, very much useful. Like Kabila as well. So, what else? Okay, so let's talk about arena defense a little bit. Cleansers. Cleansers with will runes, I think we're going to see a lot of those in arena defense. So what are cleansers? Cleansers are monsters that strip the negative status effects. So where we would see Will Chloe on arena defense a lot, so that she can't get stunned before she's able to put her fanatic up and give that immunity. We're going to see some things like Will Konamiya, or maybe we might see Will Mav, because I know a lot of people like Mav now since he got buffed. Let's go look at Mav. Of course I got to put Mav in here. Of course. Does this mean I actually have to build a Penguin Knight now? If you guys want me to build Mav, I'll build Mav, and we'll use him. And a lot of people are using him for TOA. Let's see why. Wings of Wind removes one harmful effect from all allies. It's just one though, and decreases their skill cooltime by 1 turn each, and increases their attack speed for 2 turns. Okay, so we got an attack speed buff. We remove a harmful effect. So let's say if you have Mav on defense, or Mav or Konamiya or Rebecca or who else? Jamie, the dark bounty hunter. They're all things that are going to remove harmful effects. So let's say you have Mav on your arena defense, and you have him on Violent Will, right? What is he going to do? Your opponents come at you with some crowd control stun monsters, and they stun everyone except for your Mav. Okay, so your Mav goes next. He uses Wings of Wind. Everyone else is not stunned. Then they get the attack speed increase. So everyone else still gets their turn, and the attack speed increase. So beautiful. And then we have the leader skill, HP of ally monsters with wind attribute by 30%. I would strongly recommend you not build a wind team for your arena defense. For this especially for this 2 to 3 star arena. Do not build an all wind team. That is not a good idea. So his leader skill probably not going to come into play too much. But maybe to use him in yeah, you could use him in Giant Speed 10. What does this do? Provoke, not going to be good in Giant Speed 10. Honorable attack, not going to be good in Giant Speed 10. At least you'll use Wings of Wind in Giant Speed 10. So, and you could use the leader skill. But yeah, I think that it's going to be where we see the Will Chloes and the Will Fedoras and the Will Velajules, those monsters that give immunity with Will that have a 2 set of Will runes on them. I think we're going to see the cleansers the same way, but just it's going to be cleansers. It's going to be 2 3-star cleansers instead of those immunity monsters. And let's take a look at oh my God, Jamie the Bounty Hunter too. Let's take a look at him. Right quick there. Where are you, Jamie? And I know people that have Jamie and they're like, should I build him? And I'm like, this is a good reason to start building him now. We do have, he's got ignore defense here, and he's got the chain fire just like Wayne does. And you know Wayne is, I've seen Wayne take out monsters from 100% to 0 just with chain fire. And if you guys have seen some of those crazy Randys that chain fire just like monsters, like go crazy, attack 10, 12 times in a row, you never know what these bounty hunters are gonna do. It's crazy. Like sometimes it just does nothing and you're like, oh shit, it did nothing. And sometimes it's just like, oh goddamn, that was insane. Yeah, and then you have the removes harmful effects on all allies, increases attack power for 3 turns. That's beautiful. I think if you do Jamie, for your arena defense, then you want to do will runes on him too. So any cleanser, you're going to want to put will runes on. So there. Let's talk. Okay, let's not talk. We're done talking. I think we talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. We talked about a lot of, there's going to be a lot of fire attackers. Talked about wanting to buff defense, because that's going to be buff defense, and cleansers are going to be the new thing instead of immunity monsters. So that's going to be where you're going to get your value, and we're going to see a lot of fire attackers. I think we're going to see mostly the majority of the attackers are going to be fire attackers, unless you have like really great light and dark stuff. But yeah. Oh my goodness. So what do you guys think are going to be really, really great monsters to use in this new 2 and 3 star arena that's coming out? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get some discussion going. What do you think are some great monsters? What do you think are going to be some OP monsters that I didn't cover? Because I think I missed some stuff. I'm sure that I missed some stuff. There's also stuff that I haven't really seen too much in play, so it didn't click in my head like, oh, you know what else would be good? This one. but at least we can get some conversation going and see what is going to be kick ass in this new 2 and 3 star arena. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one.